If something is easy to make or something is easy to replicate, then that becomes a commoditized service, right? There's a couple of ways you can get yourself out of commodity. One, build a personal brand. Have a perspective. Have some viewpoint around who you are as an individual. Speak to someone. Be specific who you talk to with a specific problem and a specific solution. Now, the other way that you can get yourself out of being a commodity is through the offer, right? So not having a decent offer. And there's typically two types of creatives. You've either got your Vimeo staff picks, your Netflix guys, your guys in the movies, the ones that are just absolutely towers of Turkey. Them guys, right? Or my favorite artist, Elliot Rausch. Love this guy. He was the one that's inspired me to start filmmaking in general. He is just like, that's them guys. Then you've got the other guys that are learning and they're in the beginning stages of their whole career and they're just getting started. Your offer is going to come down to everything. If you don't have these mad creative skills, you need to lean more into strategy and do more talking heads, but make sure you're making stuff like maybe frequently asked questions that is speeding up the sales cycle for the business. If you're sort of this end, you also need to lean into strategy as well, because you already have the creative down, but if you added the strategy, you could probably start charging more agency fees and not being hired by the agency, but bypass the agency and go straight to the brand. That's where you're really going to make your money. You can offer copywriting, you can do photography, you can do graphic design, you can do websites, you can do SEO, you can do media buying, because AI is there now. And it's not going to be difficult for you to manage because you can set up an agent to do each part of the offer, which allows you to 10x your prices. Now you're not just the videographer, you can actually get them and skip the agency, go direct to brand. And that to me is powerful. That offer in itself becomes very powerful because you're going to see more videographers running around like an agency because they've got agents that they've built and now they can offer more to the client, right? So they can become more of a solution, less selling bricks, more selling the bridge. You understand what I mean? So it's don't sell a brick, sell the whole fucking bridge. And that's where I'm excited, because it's not going to require you to deeply understand, graphic designer or deeply understand copywriting or deeply understand these things, because your agent will be able to do it for you and it'll be good enough. As long as it's good enough and you're not selling shit and you're not it's not too easy, because the one thing you're very good at, should be good at, is the story element or the storytelling part of it. So you package that up, and now the client doesn't need to pay these astronomical fees to the agency. They're paying directly to you, and you're getting way more money than you've ever got because you always got just the day rate from the agency. And now you're actually seeing and feeling actually a good chunky budget from a brand, and they feel good because they're saving a fuck ton of money anyway. And so it's just a win-win situation. And it's bad for the agencies, I understand, but it's about time that these videographers and filmmakers start eating off the agencies, because majority of what the agency is selling is what the filmmaker's doing. Really, that is the magic that they sell. And the agency gets all the money for it. And sure, they come up with all the ideas and everything else in between. And a lot of that is down to being a human tripod, is why the filmmaker probably does get a day rate and is getting treated like that, because they're not bringing, the ideas, the conceptualizations. That's where the real money gets made. And so for me, it's more like, I want to see more creative directors taking agency fees now and going direct to brands. That's my mission now, is to show creative directors how can we go directly to brands and bypass the agency, eat off their plate. But then we're going to have to offer more, because the agencies understand AI and they understand how to package stuff, and we got to package things the same way. The beautiful opportunity right now is we can do that.